Alrighty, so today we are going to be talking about an article that came out recently, and there's kind of been controversy, people talking about it. I think it's interesting. It's been something that I've been wanting to talk about. So there's an article recently that talks about, one, Jillian Michaels, our favorite person. So talking about Jillian Michaels made a statement about semaglutide. If you're not familiar with what that is, I'm sure most of you will know what it is from my co-host Amberlyn Reed, and it's Ozempic, right? So Ozempic, Wegovy, they're all based on semaglutide. It's a weight loss, well, it's a diabetes drug that's been turned and marketed as a weight loss drug now, and Jillian Michaels had something to say about that, okay? And so if you're not familiar with who Jillian Michaels is, you know, she was the popular trainer from The Biggest Loser, and now she always makes these videos and makes these sayings that are a lot of times just a little ridiculous. And so we're going to be going over an article as well as a video that talks about this post in particular. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is the article right here from Insider. Celebrity trainer Jillian Michaels advises against popular weight loss drug semaglutide and suggests prioritizing common sense habits instead. All right. And so that's her if you're unfamiliar. So weight loss medications like semaglutide have skyrocketed in popularity in recent years, but could have dangerous side effects and should be a last resort, according to celebrity personal trainer Jillian Michaels. The medication shouldn't replace healthy habits like good nutrition and exercise. I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Michaels told Insider during an interview about her partnership with the fitness tracker and smartwatch company iTouch Wearables. I looked into this. It's basically like, they're basically like knockoff. They seem like knockoff. What are they called? Fitbits, right? They kind of look like Apple Watches, but that's basically what that is. So I mean, take everything with a grain of salt, right? Okay. Quotes, new diet drugs on the market have taken Hollywood by storm. Michael says, I'm beginning to see them infiltrate the masses, and I'd like to issue a strong warning. These have serious side effects, and the results are not really lasting. We'll be getting into all of this and talking about it after. Michaels expressed concern that the medications can have unpleasant short-term side effects like nausea and uncertain long-term safety. She said people should try other weight loss strategies first and prioritize common sense habits like daily walking and making healthy food choices to help manage weight and blood sugar. Again, I wouldn't disagree with that. Social media often portrays weight loss medications as a quick fix, but side effects can be significant. The FDA approved semaglutide, originally designed to treat diabetes by helping balance hormones like insulin for weight loss in 2021. It works by reducing appetite, and researchers are now studying similar drugs, including trizepatide, which is a pending FDA approval for obesity, and retatrutide, which must still undergo further clinical trials on obesity and diabetes. Since its approval for weight loss, semaglutide has become so popular that there have been global shortages, making it difficult to access for people who rely on the drug to manage diabetes. This makes me sad because that sucks, right? If you're someone that has diabetes that relies on these drugs, and now, again, I think that this drug is good for people. Again, we'll get into it, but I do think there are people that are absolutely abusing this, okay? But I think Jillian Michaels goes a little bit too far. Okay. TikTok trends and rumors of celebrity use continue to fuel interest, which Michael said creates a dangerous influence. Some actress does something. She's not claiming to be a doctor, but suddenly everyone turns around and is going to do it, she said. Obesity doctors have said the use of medications is not a fad, but a shift toward reducing stigma and treating weight as a chronic medical condition, and the drugs are similar in safety to prescriptions for diabetes, depression, or high blood pressure. Now, this is interesting because I do think that when we're talking about obesity, there are a lot of people that still, and I can't even really say that I have a strong opinion and I'm like dead set on this is what I think and this is not what I think or whatever, right? But there are a lot of people that, like, if you say obesity is a disease that needs to be treated, there are a lot of people that will disagree, and it's weird being in my position because they'll point at people like me, right? People that have been able to lose the weight without having any sort of surgery, not taking any drugs, and they've been able to lose the weight and keep it off. That's important, right? Because most people that lose the weight are not able to keep the weight off. And then, there's a lot of people that can't even lose the weight, right? And so a lot of times I am pointed at as like the example of this person was able to do it, so you should be able to do it, which makes me feel weird because I've been doing this for so long and I've tried to help so many people and I've seen the stories and I understand that and this might sound douchey, but whatever. I'm just being honest. I understand that I'm not the normal. Like there's something different about me. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I wish I could figure it out and bottle it and give it to people and be like, this is all you need. Here you go. Bam. And then you have the answer. I don't know what the answer is, right? I don't know. But I know that the normal is not me. It is far from it. And so I do think, and I am always for helping people lose weight. How can we get more people to lose weight and keep it off, right? How can we get away from obesity taking so many people's lives, even if it's not like they're dying, but they feel like they're not living anymore and they have all of these limitations because of their size? How can we help those people? That's what I care about. I don't care about at the end of the day, oh, you did it with surgery, you did it with weight loss drugs, you did it with this, you did it with that. At the end of the day, that doesn't matter. What matters to me is how can we help as many people as possible, right? Okay, sorry. Side effects include nausea and gastrointestinal issues, and many patients report reduced cravings, but also a loss of appetite or inability to enjoy certain foods. A major caveat of the medication is that you need to keep taking it to maintain the weight loss. Yeah, so one of the caveats is basically it's like any other drug, really, right? Like once you stop taking it, those things that like, the reduced appetite, all that stuff, it's going to go away. So the way the drug works, from what I understand, it's not like you take the drug and then you're losing weight regardless of what you're doing. It makes it so you are not interested in food as much. You like become less food focused. You're not as like, oh, I need to have these French fries. I need to eat this. Oh, my appetite, I feel insatiable. It helps those feelings. It's not like you're taking the drug and then all of a sudden, wow, you've lost weight, even though I haven't really changed much, right? That's not really how it works. Unlike weight loss trends such as fad workout equipment, which could be dangerous to your wallet, Michael said medications could have concerning long-term consequences. This is not the ab stimulator. The worst case scenario isn't that you lost $50 and nothing happened. The worst case scenario is that you do real damage to your body. She said, it's dangerous. You'd better not take it lightly and have attempted any and every alternative before you try it. I do agree that with this stuff, right, it shouldn't be willy-nilly. And again, there is a difference. There is a difference between someone that's trying to lose 200 pounds and they have tried so many things and they feel like lost. They feel like there's nothing that's going to work for them. They feel like everything I've tried, I failed, versus the person that's just trying to lose 15 pounds to go to Cancun and is like, well, I don't want to try that hard. I'll just take this drug. And you might say to me, John, that's ridiculous. No one is doing that. I promise you it's happening, okay? There are people that I follow, which feels really weird, that before this were just like regular nurses that are promoting the fact that they have semaglutide in the same, like, it's in the same building as where they'll do lip injections and stuff. It's like literally right next to each other. It is crazy. Like, I'm not making this up. Like this, it's become that popular and it's become that like saturated, and it's so normal to take this drug. And again, the thing with the drug is that if you decide to take it, there's nothing wrong with that. But understand, if you take this drug, it's not, oh, I took it a couple times and I'm good to go. If you want the lasting results, it is a chronic drug, right? You're supposed to take it forever if you want to keep that weight off, which might sound scary, but if you think about it, if you're someone that has tried to lose 200 pounds and you've never been able to do it, if just taking this drug once a month will help you, of course you do that, right? And I don't see anything wrong with that for a certain person. But again, I'm not even like, there are things that I agree with her and things that I disagree with her. I do agree to a certain extent that people, it should not be, oh, I saw this person on TikTok taking it and they just wanted to go to Cancun and lose a couple pounds. And that's dangerous, 100%, right? A healthy lifestyle should be first priority for weight management, Michael said. Michael said she's encouraged friends and their families to stop using the medications and help them find other strategies to control blood sugar and weight, such as moving more and opting for complex carbs instead of simple ones. Okay, whatever. For instance, Michael said she helped a friend, dad, stop taking semaglutide and other medications with supervision from his doctor by increasing his daily activity. He sends her a screenshot of his step counter every day. Well, I mean, not everyone is able to do that. And the thing is, like, that's annoying because think about it. Imagine if you tried to get Jillian Michaels to do this for you. You know how much money that would cost? Like, that's not a free service. Like, semaglutide ain't free either, but it's probably not going to cost as much as trying to talk to Jillian Michaels every day and send her your step counter. Like, come on. Let's be real. Not everyone has that access. That's silly. Silly. It's stupid. Like, yeah, of course you can help someone lose weight. Yeah, absolutely. Sure. But not everyone has that option. Like, come on, dude. Sorry. She said her fitness wearables, like iTouch, can be... It's so good. She said, well, yeah, that doesn't work. But have you heard of iTouch? Let me tell you all about it. She said her fitness wearables like iTouch can be a helpful tool for people to stay motivated by tracking their progress, helping guide users to a goal by showing how habits affect health metrics like heart rate and calories burned. It allows me to work within certain heart rate zones, work within step goals, track all of these factors, Michael said. When I'm trying to get from A to B, it's GPS. It gives people the ability to push a little more. What's frustrating about this is that I'm not against wearables and fitness trackers, but I personally don't use them anymore. You see them? Because they're annoying, one, and I think for a lot of people, they end up causing a lot of stress and they end up causing a lot of anxiety because they feel like I didn't do this, I didn't do that, my watch is telling me to stand up and blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's necessary, man. Like, really, I really don't. I think people get way... Again, if you want to use it and it helps you and you enjoy it, that's fun. If you're able to gamify it and it makes you happy, that's great, right? I'm not going to say you can't use it, but don't feel like you need it. You don't. People have been losing weight for a long time without these stupid things. It's not necessary. You're fine. You'll be fine without having one. I promise, okay? I promise. Instead of quick fix trends, she said, making small manageable changes over time should be the first step toward improving your health before trying trendy medicines. I'm asking you to make the better choice more often. Walk throughout the day, stand instead of sit as often as possible. Get activity without making yourself miserable. Again, I don't disagree with any of that stuff, right? Michael said, don't try to do it overnight. Make changes you can stick. That's so funny. Michael said, don't try and do it overnight. Excuse me, weren't you the hardcore trainer on like the beginning of The Biggest Loser when it was the most problematic and you got people to lose hundreds of pounds in like a few weeks? Get out of here, dude. All right? Jillian Michaels, if that even is your real name. Come on, dude. She's changing her tune now, right? Make changes you can stick with one step at a time. Yeah, I agree. And get iTouch to help with that. But I actually... sorry, that was that was very loud. How do I turn that down? That is incredibly loud.
This is in the news again for recommending against extremely effective anti-obesity medicine. She says these drugs have serious side effects and the results are not lasting. This is the case of tell me you know nothing about these obesity medicines without saying you know nothing about these obesity medicines. There's a common myth about these obesity medicines that they're a quick fix, they're a crutch, that they're a band-aid, that you stop them and you regain the weight. It's absolutely true that if you stop them, you will gain the weight back. However, these medicines are meant to be taken chronically, just like any other therapy for a chronic disease. Take hypertension, for example. If your blood pressure normalizes with a blood pressure medicine, you don't just stop the blood pressure medicine, you stay on it. The same with obesity medicine.
I really like that I really like that comparison. I think that's a really smart comparison.
You lower your weight with the obesity medicine and you continue on it because that's what's keeping your weight at a lower level. A lot of people, such as Jillian Michaels, like to point out that, hey, this medicine's taking your weight down and you're not learning the habits. That's actually a misconception. The medicine is working at the level of the brain to help with appetite and cravings, to help you actually do the habits you already know you need to do. People know they should probably be eating broccoli instead of French fries. People already know they shouldn't take a second helping or an extra serving of whatever food that they're eating. But unfortunately, the brain and our environment work against us when we're trying to lose weight and keep it off.
So again, this is the argument that you hear when people have issues with like any sort of bariatric surgery. Again, I think all of these things, they should be, you should have tried other things before you just go and jump into these things, of course, right? But like, as we all know, right, which I've talked about many times, if you decide to get a weight loss surgery and you don't change anything, one, you could seriously hurt yourself because that's not good. But like the amount of people that get the surgery, lose some weight, and then gain it back because they didn't learn the habits, it is a thing, right? And so like no one is successful in weight loss if they haven't changed their habits. I'm telling you right now, this is a tip for y'all out there. If you think you will find a shortcut that will make it to where you don't have to change anything and you can just continue living the way that you live, it doesn't exist, Chief. It ain't out there, all right? No matter how much help you get from a drug or from a surgery, nothing will change you unless you change yourself, right? These things can help. That's why they exist. But it ain't magic, all right? It's important to understand that.
That's why the results of diet and exercise by itself is extremely dismal when looking at long-term weight loss success. Obesity is a chronic disease. We need a chronic therapy, whether or not it's diet or exercise. You have to continue to do that. The problem is people can't stick to just diet and exercise often. There is a small percentage of people, in fact, I have many followers and patients who have lost an extreme amount of weight and kept it off without any type of medicine. However, that is not the norm. To further this point, there's actually been a trial looking at intensive behavioral change around diet and exercise with a placebo injection versus intensive diet and exercise change with semaglutide, one of these new obesity drugs that works up in the brain very powerfully. And you can see here at the graph, the diet and exercise only plus placebo didn't lose nearly as much weight as the one with semaglutide. She says these drugs have serious side effects. Now, I don't want to downplay side effects. These medicines can have side effects such as nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation, and sometimes I see some other things, but those are the mainstay of the side effects that are easily managed when you start at a very low dose and only go up as people tolerate. I agree that these medicines should not be used for specifically vanity weight. They have a very specific use of...
So this right here is important. And like, I don't think that this can be overstated. There are people out there that will try and get you to take this drug and make it seem like it's like, oh, you just need to lose a little bit of weight here. Dude, don't do that. I'm serious, bro. Don't do that. That is not a good idea. Like taking it, I don't want to downplay, like a drug is a drug. There are side effects and you should weigh options before you take it, right? Regardless of how much you think it might help. And if you're just trying to lose 15 pounds for a wedding or going to Cancun or whatever, like I really would advise against that. And you might be thinking to yourself, that's ridiculous. Nobody's doing that. I'm telling you right now, there are clinics out there that you could get your lip filler and then in the next seat, get your semaglutide. It exists. I ain't making this up. All right. And so I absolutely think that it should not. I think that's ridiculous, in my opinion.
Those with obesity, 30 BMI and above, or a BMI of 27 and above, plus a comorbidity such as prediabetes or hypertension, etc. Remember, these medicines are just a tool to help you do the lifestyle you already know you need to do. I've had thousands of patients on these medicines, and the intention of this video is to reduce the stigma around obesity medicine. Thanks for listening.
So that's the video right there. So again, I think I've kind of said everything that I need to say. I think it's interesting. Again, with what Jillian said, there are certain things that I agree with. There are certain things I disagree with. I think a lot of what Spencer said, Dr. Nadolsky, the guy that we just looked at, I think I really agree with him. We're friends in real life, and I've had him on the channel a couple times. Some of you guys might know who he is. And so, I mean, this is what he specializes in. This is what he works on. And there might be people like, well, he's just shilling for drugs. You know, I just disagree. I don't think that's what he's doing. I think he genuinely wants to help people, and he sees that this can be something that will help you. And yeah, those are my thoughts. I think that it can be very helpful, but just be careful, right? I think that's with anything. But let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, a like really does help a lot. But yeah, thank you so much.